build and advance as one people, one nation. God, I pray that the consciousness of God will be before our eyes as Grenadians, as a nation, as a people, Lord. God, I pray even as we go through our daily activities today, Lord, may your Holy Spirit, which is the divine teacher, who is the leader and who is the guide, who is the paracletus, who is the one who is sent to be our comforter, our teacher and our guide, will just take full control throughout the length and breadth of this nation, from the north, the south, the east, and the west of this island state. We pray that you surround us as the walls surround Jerusalem, God. So may you surround us with your cloud, with your blessing, with your favor. We ask for mercy and pardon, where, Lord, we have failed you, where we continue to be downright disobedient and continue to do things our own way, even as your word reminds us, there's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the ends thereof are the ways of death. Oh God, help us to tune our ears to hear your voice, tune our hearts to be obedient to you, Lord, and what you have desired for us to do, to live holy and to walk uprightly and to do what is right and honorable, to love each other, to embrace each other, Lord. Where there's hatred, let us still love. Where there's discord, let us there be unity, Lord. Where, oh God, even as we celebrate in our country and remember what would have taken place so much years ago, Lord, we don't want to rehash it, Lord. And even God, today we can come and say, give thanks with a grateful heart. Give thanks unto the Holy One. Give thanks because you have given Jesus Christ his Son. Let the weak say I'm strong. Let the poor say I'm rich because of what God has done. Give thanks. And Lord, today we pray that even as we remember the hard times, the difficult time, Lord, teach us, Lord, how to love each other. Teach us, Lord, how to forgive each other. Teach us, Lord, how to put to rest some of the issues. I know it's not easy. Sometimes I might say you're not in a situation so you don't understand. But God, I pray that we will be able to offer forgiveness and restitution to those who would have wronged us and those we still find it difficult to forgive. You said, if we fail to forgive men their trespasses, you, our Heavenly Father, will also fail to forgive us our trespasses. Lord, so if we want to find mercy at your throne and forgiveness and grace and peace, and your mercy be multiplied to us today. I pray that you will help us. Teach us how to love. Teach us how to forgive. Teach us how to forbear with one another. Teach us how to, unite, Lord. That's what I'm praying for the peace and stability of my nation, Lord. That's my prayer. Those in authority, you will lead them, you direct them. So that he said, if they are led by you and they are directed by you, we as the citizens of this beautiful country will be able to enjoy the peace and the prosperity of this land. Grant them the wisdom, grant them the discernment, grant them the right discretion. Lord, even when my words are broken, you understand, so that be able to lead this nation right. They'll be able to govern right, Lord, so that we can enjoy the beauty and the peace. Even now we're hearing from this month, Lord, 31st, we'll be having the pensions are being paid and whatever, God. We are so grateful to you for what you have done, because we know there's so many people who have worked hard and give their service to this country, Lord. And it's only the right thing to do, that they can enjoy the fruits of their labor, Lord. I pray, even as you have allowed many of them to be alive to enjoy it, Lord, it will be a blessing. They would give you thanks. They would say, thanks be to God for his goodness and for his mercies, Lord. And I pray, Lord, that even as they were saying, they'll use it wisely and we use it too for the good of all, and to advance themselves, Lord, and their families and their loved ones. Father God, this morning we bring our nation to you, Lord. We bring that parish and that village where the homicide took place, Lord. Remember them today. You know how when death has come and taken our loved one, even as the songwriter say, it leaves our hearts so lonely and dry. But God, today may they find comfort, may they find peace, may they find that you are there, you are closer than a brother, you are a friend in times of need. Strengthen that family, strengthen the community, Lord, and strengthen many of us who are going through bereavement of this time due to loss of family, relatives, and loved ones. God, may the peace of God be upon us. May the comfort of God surround us. Father, lift up everyone today. Have give us a blessed and productive day. The children, take them into your hand, Lord. Lead them, guide them. The bus drivers, all those who are traveling from the north, the south, east, and west, Lord, may they have a safe travel. And God, whatever our hands find to do today, may we do it willingly and with a good heart, so that you will be glorified at the end. Give us a blessed and productive day. We give you thanks and praise for all you would have done for us. In Jesus' lovely name, amen and amen.
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 Real FM here would like to extend deepest condolences to you and your family for the loss of your loved one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
It is tough, but it's something that we have to hold on strong to when things
Yeah.
like that happen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, have a
Okay,
good
so you
day
have a
now.
blessed day,
You
stay
too.
and a peaceful day.
Thank you. You
Yes,
too. Bye
bye.
bye. Good morning, drums. If you're listening, you can call in anytime now, please. Thank you.
What you say? When you talk, when you go, when you walk. What you say? When you talk.
It's a hungry world out there with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful.
Let me say good morning to all of you who are listening on live and looking here. It's Errol Bonaparte, Yvonne Roberts, Christine Otley, Ann Andrews, Pat Cape James. Good morning to you. How are you doing? Baby Daddy. Good morning to you all. And let's see what we have on our WhatsApp. Good morning, Keith Sylvan, Lennox, Genevieve Give, Isabella, Peter Andrews, Eric Otley. Good morning to you guys, and thank you for always checking into Real FM. And not forgetting my friend Clarice, the Robinson family on Long Step. Also, my homie is back, Patsy Balfon. Good morning. Great seeing you yesterday and your hubby. You know, yesterday we were reminiscing about the days when we used to sailboat in the backstreet drain when it raining and we only can reach halfway and back. These are the good old days and the good times. So hope to see you soon. We can get some more chat in. And to my pals under the University of the Cashew Tree in Plains, good morning to the dean, the assistant dean, the principal, the teachers, and not forgetting all the students.
When you talk, when you go, when you walk. What you say? When you talk.
In your search for happiness, you gotta leave a little room for loneliness. More things could happen all of a sudden before you realize it's only a disguise. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with what you do and how you're doing it. If you do, when you're doing it, you gotta be careful.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere. The Grenlec mobile app. Download for 24/7 access.
Who wants to save 30%? Everybody! Now more than ever, Flow understands the need to make your dollar stretch. Our new bundles can help you save 30% off your current bill. Plus, get a free speed upgrade on your in-home internet. Simply add your mobile to your current home services account and save 30%. It's easy. Sign up now and save. All on the most reliable fixed and mobile network on island. Visit a Flow store or call us at 1-800-804-2999 994 for more information. Flow, it only gets better. Terms and conditions apply.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Fisheries and Cooperatives wishes to inform fisher folks of the schedule to have their photos taken for the issuing of identification cards. Fisher folks are asked to report to the Melville Street Fish Market on the following days: the Southern District from 3rd November to 4th November and 12th December to 16th December between the hours of 9:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. The Western District from 14th November to 18th November between the hours 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. The Eastern District from 28th November to 2nd December between the hours of 10 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. and the Northern District from 5th December to 9th December between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products.
As the world energy crisis persists, Grenlec is noting its efforts to provide some relief to customers who are burdened by the resulting high fuel rates. In January 2022, the company implemented a significant but temporary 25% decrease in the non-fuel rate of electricity. Clive Hosting, Grenlec's acting general manager, notes that this has really helped reduce the final cost of electricity to customers, in some cases by as much as 11 cents per unit. However, maintaining this significant reduction in the non-fuel rate of electricity is not sustainable for Grenlec.
In terms of Grenlec, from January this year, we actually applied a 25% decrease on our non-fuel rate. And this was in order to provide a relief for customers. It has had an impact on Grenlec itself. Grenlec has basically had reduction in revenues
Have you
of
noticed?
around $11 million. And we have to recall and take into perspective that the non-fuel element is used for the operations of Grenlec. It's used for capital investment. It's there to finance our loans and other operations. It's a very, very important area for our operations. We understand this is real difficult times. We've seen a slight decrease, in the price of fuel on the world market, but it remains very uncertain. There's a significant opportunity here for customers basically to take energy management and conservation into their own hands, paying attention to your monthly consumption, your daily consumption, trying to reduce waste as much as possible. If you don't need energy, you don't need your lights on, you don't need your fan to be spinning while you're outside, switch off, take it off. Your transformers, which can be a real culprit in using energy, switch off when not required. Your refrigerator, make sure it works properly. The doors for the refrigerator is closed properly. There are ways, in which customers can manage their electricity and really take charge and try to reduce and conserve as much as possible.
Grenlec, energizing our community. Good morning, Jamsticks.
Hello.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Good morning to you. Good morning to the nation. A reading from the Word of God, Psalm 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of God, nor stand in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of waters, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he does, shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. This is the end of the scripture reading.
Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Everything is okay, I guess?
Yeah, for the time.
Alrighty. Have yourself a good day.
But you have a lovely and a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
when you're walking, what you say when you're talking. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. I say we have to prepare to meet the challenge.
Folks, you're heading to the Met Office to see what kind of weather we're having today. Good morning, Jason.
Morning to you, CT, and morning to our listeners of Real FM. Let's take a look at the weather for today, Tuesday, the first day of November 2022. At Point Elite, it is partly cloudy. A gentle breeze is from the east northeast at 8 miles per hour. The barometric pressure is 1013.4 millibars, which is just above normal and rising. Present temperature 27 degrees Celsius, relative humidity 92%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 30.9 degrees Celsius and the minimum last night 26.8 degrees Celsius. The total rainfall for the month of October 213.5 millimeters and for November so far 0.5 millimeters. Now for the public focus of Grenada, Carrico and PT Martinique Valley for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy and breezy with few brief showers and some fair spells, increasing in cloudiness overnight with some brief to widely scattered showers and the possible isolated thunder. Today's maximum temperature should reach 31 degrees Celsius. The wind should be northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 14 to 24 miles per hour, becoming variable to calm overnight. The sea should be moderate with waves 4 to 6 feet in open waters. The tide is currently rising, will be at 9:30 a.m. and low at 3:45 p.m. Sunset today 5:43, sunrise tomorrow 6 o'clock. To repeat the forecast, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy and breezy with few brief showers and some fair spells, increasing in cloudiness overnight with some brief to widely scattered showers and the possible isolated thunder. From the Morris Beach of International Airport, Jason Robertson reporting.
Thanks, Jason. Have yourself a good one. And there we have it. Nice weather today. Hopefully, we'll get a little rain, a little something, but we'll live with it. We've been living with it for the whole month of October, and I think heading into November, it's rain, more rain, and a little sunshine, and there we go. It's the 1st of November. We're into a new month, 1st of November. So that means everybody's starting to get on the Christmas train, thinking about what they're going to buy for their loved ones, their friends, and everybody else. But people, remember, we're heading into a long spell, a recession. Spend your money wisely. Don't go just spending money helter-skelter because it is very hard to come by these days.
Where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you. And then
We are reading the notice from the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Fisheries and Cooperatives. It reminds all fisherfolk throughout Grenada of the fishing vessel inspection scheduled for the following dates. Tuesday, November 1st, that's today. The Carnage, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Wednesday the 2nd, Melville Street Jetty, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Thursday 3rd, Grand Mall Jetty, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Friday 4th, Marigat Bay, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Monday 7th, Guave Beach Jetty, 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tuesday 8th, Victoria Slipway, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Wednesday 9th, Grand Roy Bay, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Wednesday 9th, Palmist Bay, 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Thursday 10th, Waltham Bay, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Friday 11th, Duquesne Bay, 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Friday 11th, Darby Bay, 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Monday 14th, Woburn Bay, 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Tuesday 15th, Sates Bay Jetty, 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Wednesday 16th, Caliste Bay SGU Jetty, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Thursday 17th, Grenada Yacht Club Jetty, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday 21st, Fort Judy Bay, 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. Tuesday 22nd, Granville Jetty, 10:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Wednesday 23rd, Carnage, 10:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Thursday 24th, Pitibakai, is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, Pitibakai.
Pitibakai Bay, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Thursday 24th, Grenada Marine, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Monday 20th, Grandans Jetty, 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Tuesday 29th, Guave Beach Jetty, 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. And Wednesday 30th, Grenada Yacht Club Jetty, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. All registered and licensed fishing vessels are asked to be in their respective areas on the date and time allocated for inspection. All fishing vessels must be equipped with the stipulated safety items as required by the fisheries regulation. So, folks, we have the days and the dates that you have to take your vessel or they're going to inspect your vessels at these locations.
The cleanliness in life is gone. It's only vice and corruption that's going on. Staying alive, trying to survive. That is how it is today. So as you go along your way, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Where you go when you're walking. What you say when you're talking. You got to be careful. You got to be careful.
Good morning, folks. Good morning, CJ.
Good morning.
Good morning, Master Carl.
Morning. How you doing?
You look like a new man.
Nah, man.
It's like I haven't seen you in 20 years.
Exactly. I could say the same.
They both, man.
All right. So all you have for me this morning, we're talking mental health. It's Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Last week was abuse.
No, last week was Thanksgiving. It was a holiday last week.
Oh, yeah.
The week before was cancer, which we talked about breast cancer last week. And ladies, don't forget to check those girls to see if everything is okay with them, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And the week before that, we were talking about men and what they do for their wives and girlfriends and significant other and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And at just on the final leg of it, I think Devon called and he talked about abuse in relationship that is prevalent and nobody is talking about it is simple. So I did promise him that the next topic we're going to have is going to be about abuse in relationship. Master Carl, did you remember that?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Okay, we talked about it on what, Stick with me here. Stick with me.
Now we talked about that.
Okay.
And we had planned next time we come on to
Yes.
have a discussion on it.
And this is the next time.
Yep.
So, how many types of abuse do you know about?
Types of abuse?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's say physical abuse,
Mm-hmm.
emotional abuse,
Mm-hmm.
sexual abuse,
Mm-hmm.
financial abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Are those that come to mind now.
Okay. Do you know that there is a material and financial abuse, cultural abuse, and discriminatory abuse?
Yeah.
Okay. So these are 8 sort of that I know of. When I research, I got this, and I'm like, wow. So abuse is a wide range, and things that you do not think that you will get abused for, it is part of it. But the most important thing that it says, they all come down to mental health. And when it says mental health is more focused on influencing your thought process rather than your emotion. So where emotional abuse undermines your self-esteem, mental abuse impact your sense of reality.
But in all what you just said,
Mm-hmm.
to capture it in a nutshell,
Mm-hmm.
the society we live and the society we grow up,
Mm-hmm.
and how we are socialized, you recognize those abuse mentioned. Most of them is accepted as a way of life.
Mm-hmm. And you think that is a good thing, though?
Not necessarily, but society accepts some of the abuse.
Well, let's say they did accept some of the abuse, because now, if you wink for somebody, it's like abuse. It has become a thing now that everything is under abuse. So you still have to be careful how you go about it.
But some take it to the extreme too.
That's what I'm saying. I said if you wink at somebody, it could be abuse.
Tom.
Yeah, it could be termed abuse. But the one that really strike out at me is the material and financial abuse. And it says that it starts innocently. The abuser comes and I'm saying this, and do not take it to think that I'm saying that this happens in everybody's relationship. You have to know your spouse. I have to know mine. We have to know the people that we are with, so that when things like that happen, you would say, well, that is not for me, because that is not going on in my relationship. But it says that the abuser is proposing to help sort out the finances so you don't have to worry about it. Right? Most of us, when we have money, the one in the relationship that is better at managing the finance, we give it to them. We say, okay, take care of that, because if you leave it in my hand, I'll just blow it like it's gone in the wind. It says that it escalates to the point where you have no access to funds. And even though you had a joint account, you're cut off from that account. The abuser is in control. And we see that so many times. I've known of people that they go to the bank, no money is there. And they go not because they want to just spend the money, they go because their children need something, or they need something, or it could be that the husband or the significant other is having a birthday, or they're having an anniversary, and they go to the bank to get some funds to buy something just to surprise him or so, and there is no money there. So abuse come in all different forms. And I thought that when you say financial abuse, I didn't even think about it like that, but it is, because we get cut off from our lifeline. And if you have no money whatsoever, you cannot do anything. The person that is controlling the money, you have to go to them for everything. And that's when the ridicule starts. Like, what do you want money for? I give you money for this already. What do you want more money for? And it becomes, you take it on now, and you have anxiety attacks. You have all kinds of stuff happening to you because you are no longer in control of what you thought you had control over.
You bring up on financial abuse is something where, the abuser uses the financial situation to control the narrative. It happens both ways,
Yes.
In recent times, based on the advancement of women, and to put it bland, a lot of women walking or a man do walking because they want to sit down on the road. So the woman get empowered now. And what you find happening is communication. So the one who has the financial power is like how they say the one who pays the piper calls the tune. So we put it in that style, but that is in itself abuse. And together with financial abuse, most times it is accompanied by verbal abuse.
Yes.
Because the one who thinks they have the financial power usually be the one to dish in all the verbal abuse. There was I've come across scenarios already. One, being a member of the RGPF, you're gonna attend a lot of reports, and most of the reports stem from some form of abuse.
Yes.
Either one find they take it too long, so they lash out, or one they say they can't take it no more, so they're calling the police many times. And when you get down to the crux of the matter, and you have discussion with them, you realize some form of abuse is taking place. But with abuse, but I don't know if it's something ingrained in the abuser. You have this cycle when you get bad and the next time you'll be sweet.
That's what is dangerous. That one is dangerous because he'll beat the daylight out of you. And then you come back, honey, I'm so sorry. It's not going to happen again. I just had a bad day.
And some even say they do it for your own good.
What?
Now I come across a situation where persons was physically abused and the abuser trying to bring it to, I only do that because I love you. If I didn't love you, I didn't doing that.
But how could you love somebody?
No, I don't know.
I'm not telling you.
Tell
I'm just saying, how could you say you love someone and hurt them like that? And this is the thing. And it doesn't only happen to women. Men get abused by women also. So I'm not going to sit here and say it's only men that is abusing women. It goes both ways.
Let me give you a story. I had a friend. He used to abuse his wife. Well, he said so because we had this conversation, and he said one night when he look in the bed, he don't see the wife was missing, and he find out was kind of something dawned on him.
You're feeling good.
You see when because he see being abusing her and so on. Because the reason why he gave this story to, he came under the umbrella or the banner of being a changed person. So he was acknowledging things. And he says he felt he pushed his wife to the edge. And he didn't see her in the bed, so he get up. And he see when he went in the kitchen, he met his wife there crying on a pot was on his stove.
Oh boy.
With water and bleach.
Coming fine.
You see, he had to move with dispatch. So I just bring that to bear, that what abuse could lead to. Because some persons will find a resolve some way down the road to fight back.
Yeah. Have you
But
ever...
Go ahead. A lot of the abuse too, it comes down to, in my view, how you were socialized and how you grow up.
True.
Because if you were taught to respect, because see, respect is a big part in the whole thing, When you don't have that kind of respect for another person, you feel it's okay, you feel you have a God-given right to do certain things, or some people feel they're better than. And a lot of time the abuser feel they're better than him.
But it also have to start with self-respect. You have to respect yourself first.
Yes.
And if you don't have respect for yourself, then you can't have respect for anybody else. Have you ever heard of a situation where, say, I am being abused by you, right? and things get a little heated. I get so mad and I hit you, but because you're always abusing me, I called the police. The police came and they went with me
Yeah.
because I hit you because I become the abuser now. Where I've been abused all these years and all these months. You didn't come even when I make reports. But the minute I lay my hand on you, you arrest me. And it does not only stop with you arresting me and taking me to the police station, It also that they ban you from, you cannot travel, you cannot go this place. If you're getting a job and it's on your record that, okay, you abuse your husband or you abuse your wife, it's a whole length of things that happen in this situation where people are being abused. And I think we take it, as you said, we grew up in a society where, this is normal. I grew up, I see my father beating my mother. I see my mother cussing my father all kind of dirty words, and it's okay. It is not okay because at the end of it all, people in it are being hurt. And it's not just the physical blow. Because some of us as women, we say to ourselves, better they hit me and leave me alone. You understand?
Yeah.
Then every day I'm hearing, oh, look at you. You ain't good. No man ain't want you anymore. I'm the only one that you could have. You are ugly. You are fat. You are dirty. It's, when you hear all that, isn't that abuse?
It is.
And how do you deal with a situation like that?
But
When you look at yourself and you look in the mirror and you say, well, I'm not that bad. I mean, I'm looking at myself and I ain't see you looking that ugly. But this is what is being pounded in my head daily. How do you get over something like that?
but it takes a lot of, and there counseling comes in. Because we as a people in these parts does not recognize the importance of counseling, the mental aspect of it. So sometimes we go through that. And because we are so mentally abused, we become incapable of even passing on good things to our children. Because we're not in a state to really teach them certain things so then the cycle continues. And that what is the sad thing about it.
You know, when Devon brought up about abusing partner in relationship and so, we might only think about the abuse of you hitting, he's hitting me, or I'm hitting him also. But it even goes deeper than that. Because when your emotion is at play, as you talk about the wife of the guy that went to the pot of hot water and bleach, it's because she reached at a boiling point, no pun intended. She reached at a boiling point where she cannot take it anymore. And she said, you know what, tonight, this is it. Whatever happens, you're out of my life. And it when you reach that stage, I don't think there's no coming back. You understand? Because you tell yourself there's nothing really for you to fight for, or nothing is gonna be better in that relationship. So if I take him out, maybe they'll jail me and I'll be okay. But he's out.
Yep. And watch this. I had situations which I had to deal with abuse. And you being part of the RGPF, persons were matters investigated and charges was laid. Arrest was made. And the one being abused was the one who went and take bail.
I know. It's the love. It's the love. Yes, it happens all the time.
Then the love strong until the abuse start again.
And they don't press charges.
No.
That's the thing. They don't press charges. It's like, oh, I know he's sorry and I know he loves me. And he said he wouldn't do it again. And she said she wouldn't do it again. But that is just in your sick mind, because it's already programmed in your brain that I'm the only person that you could get in your life. I'm the only one that loves you. And I'm the only one that will do what I am doing for you. Nobody else is going to do that for you. So when you send him, when he goes to the jail, you look at it as, well, he's not here anymore to give me this. that nobody's going to love me because he already told me that he's the only one that's going to love me, and the way I look and all that stuff. So that is, as you say, mental abuse. And a lot of us live in mentally with things that bothers us way in the back of our head, and we're not bringing it to the forefront. Because as you said, about you talk about counseling, a lot of us do not go to counseling because we think the people are minding our business, and we don't want to tell anybody we business, and we're going to keep it inside there. Nobody has to know what's going on inside the house until somebody is dead. And I don't know what the situation is, but I don't know if you all heard about a guy that killed his girlfriend in St. David's or so yesterday.
Yeah.
And he went to jail, they said, before.
The track record does something good at all.
Right. And he came and because he's thinking to himself now, oh, I was with her, we have our children and everything like that, and she might be leaving me to go to someone else. No one is going to have her. So he took her out. And it is not only, as I said, as men, women does it too. We women do not have, a lot of us as women do not have the power that men has. When I say the power, I mean the strength. So when somebody is beating up on us, they are really beaten up and we can't really do anything. So what goes on the side is, the really hot water and the bleach, or you poison him, or you get an opportunity, you have a knife, you stab him somewhere. Also, this is the power we as women have, because we cannot fight with a man. Carl, you think I could come and start fighting with you?
Let me tell you something.
I'm asking you a question.
No.
But I know, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, both. I'm not putting it on only the men, but I'm saying physically, me, I wouldn't be able to fight with you. I wouldn't be able to fight with the ego there, because look at him. He has broad shoulders and all that kind of thing. Power.
My grandmother says, Jocelyn Mila,
Mm-hmm.
she was no ordinary man. Man can try nothing with her.
Right.
My Auntie Maro,
Mm-hmm.
man can try nothing with her. As a matter of fact, when my father was young, his sister, my Aunt Maro, what used to fight for him. And my father was Thomas man. People were joking with you because Auntie Maro bad. Watch, let me tell you, we another thing, real life,
Mm-hmm.
the woman put in licks on the man.
Mm-hmm.
But the man friends they are wrong, and the man, when the man get his slap and thing, he telling her, hush your mouth. But he was getting it.
Oh, that is for the people out there to feel
he had administering.
Yes,
He was getting it. No, you see the physical thing, I don't like that.
No.
I never want to subscribe to beating people. I find, to me, that is dehumanizing.
Yes.
Whether or not you have, my whole thing about it is, I'm not perfect, but when we reach to that situation, Claire, let us agree to disagree.
Mm-hmm.
If I find it getting too out, I would move,
go your way.
Because you see, you get to a point when things happen, and then tomorrow you say you're sorry.
That's it. And when you do it already, how could you be sorry?
And then they say the hardest thing in this thing is the first time. Once it happens one time,
It happens
it's easier next time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, as you say that, we hear people women that are being abused or men that are being abused. And the first thing we jump up, well, why can't they leave? Why don't they leave? It says when you're in an abusive relationship, it is not easy to leave. And sometimes it's not the best or the safe option to do so without having a plan. Because you could jump up and say, oh, I go in. But then you could only stay at your friend's house for a week, 2 weeks. You will have to get somewhere else to go.
And that the bad part with friends and that whole thing. Because friends always tell you,
leave.
At the end of the day, girl, if it's me,
I'm going.
Boy, if it's me,
I roll in.
But it doesn't lend or offer that kind of support,
exactly,
that safety net you need.
Mm-hmm.
And then most times what is being discussed with them, you hear it on the road tomorrow.
Yep.
And all that adds to the whole thing. Like how people, how the old people say, it making you feel shame.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and shame most times keep somebody there because they don't want to be known in that thing,
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they say, even high-falutin people who that happening to, Watch. We were there in the station about 11 p.m. one night when we received a call. The person claimed that they calling on behalf of a friend.
Mm-hmm.
A person up in the echelon of society being abused by the husband.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the name that was called, you don't want to do attend that report. No matter what you say, when you have some name called in the police station, you know if you don't go on that report tomorrow morning,
Mm-hmm.
you might have to go by the COP or somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So we move with dispatch gates. When we reach there, we call out the human. The man came in. He said, nothing happening here. We said, nah. Because that time, I pugnacious. I said, nah, man, something had to happen. People are calling so. We think. But I knew the man before, not as a friend, but so we talked sometime before. So I said, man, let me tell you something. We come here because XYZ, and when we go back, I have to make note in the people there. No, based on what you're saying, that's what I was going to write. So if something else happens, that thing with you. So then he called the woman in. When the woman appeared, Claire could see the marks and the acts of violence, and she said, nothing no happen, you know.
And when you
I watch on the ground, it's like my money lose because you seen
the results.
I read.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized this thing is not a psychologically. And you see something what has happened again? Most time the person that is being abused, Claire,
Mm-hmm.
if you get down to brass tacks with them, not all the time, most times, they go give you some story or some reason why they should stay. Either this person was very good to them one time. He goes so far as one say that person actually saved their life.
Mm-hmm.
So because the person saved their life, they could beat the crap out of them.
Mm-hmm. And that's
And
what is bad.
What is your view? What you think causes that?
On why they stay?
No, well, I'm trying to justify why stay. Because they're telling you how bad the thing is, you know. But in the same breath, they're trying to justify why not to go.
He loves me. He won't do it again.
I tell you,
he said he's sorry.
My grandmother tell me about that thing already.
Let me tell you something.
The name of a house.
Yes. Yeah, he loves me. And that's the thing. You see, again, when you are beaten into submission with things like that, not beaten like, physically sometimes, emotionally, verbally, when you are beaten like that, you are broken. Right? And then this is what happened. You see the evidence that she was beaten, but she knows that when you leave, she getting more blows, you know.
Yeah,
but then she cannot call again because he's saying to her, the next time I'm killing you.
No,
you don't want to be dead.
Yeah.
So it's a really, really, really serious situation that a lot of us are in.
And a lot of times again, based on the person's status or belief status or perceived status, they just be like, I don't want to wash my dirty linens in public. So they rather take the abuse because they don't want people to know that happening to them. No, this thing is not an ordinary thing.
It's not. And it's deadly because most time people end up dead.
Yeah, people are dead.
You remember the first time we had the topic on relationship? Remember that gentleman that called and he said he was married to his wife for 42 years. He's married to his wife for 42 years.
Yeah.
And he talked about that couple that every time you see them, they're taking out pictures, they're holding hands, they're smiling, they're everything. And everybody think that, oh, everything is well in that relationship. Then lady had enough. She up and she went into another village. She finds somebody else. Everybody bad talk and say, oh, she's not good because she had that husband who was very nice to her. She have this big house. She have everything. Why would she go? When they get down to the crux of the matter, he was an abuser. She was abused, and she reached a point and she left. So even you're in society, as you say, the high-ranking people in society, they are abusers and people are being abused by them also, their wives, their children. And another thing that a lot of us do as women, and I'm saying women because it's mostly women it happens to. You're in a relationship, you're married to somebody, you have a relationship with someone, Let's say you and I again have a relationship. We have 3 children, or 2 children, or even 1 child, and you're beating the daylight out of me every day, like I can't wink and I'm getting blows. Somebody, a friend of mine, will ask me, "Well, Claire, I could see that you are not happy in that relationship. I can see the physical abuse that you're getting because you have marks on your skin, you're black and blue all over the time. You're telling me, oh, you knock your head here, you fall down here, everything happening to you. Why are you staying? When you really open up and say, well, my husband or my boyfriend is beating me, why are you staying? Oh, I'm staying for the children.
Yeah. Are you doing it for
I'm
the
staying for the
children?
children. But
Yeah.
hear this now. Your children are seeing what's happening to you. And your children knows about it more than you think they know. And guess what?
Staying for the children is the worst thing
Because the children coming up and do the
that thing.
same thing to the
Yeah.
spouse or the pairs, whatever.
And you know, it's a bad thing because the male in that situation, children, believe it's okay to
Yes, to beat somebody else.
to persuade the mate, friendly persuade them by blows. And the women them does be submissive because they believe that is okay because the mother take it. Let me give you a scenario again. There was this guy. He used to go out, he used to roam, he used to play the field.
He was a player.
Yeah, so he going out and spend weekend in other people's place. And as he reached back Monday morning, he beating his spouse. Can you tell him, I think I didn't know what I doing over the weekend?
But it's what he did do it.
Yeah.
It's guilt. It's a guilt. He's guilty of what he did. But listen,
but to the trained eye or people who understand, you could recognize when this thing going on, or even if the persons and them don't admit it to you. Because most persons that abuse people, both men and women, they're extremely jealous. Like you wondering why they being that way. They possess it. They quick, like they say, they feel shot. They don't too, some of them don't too kind with animals and things today.
I know. They're abusing anything that moves.
Yes. and sometimes you observe that, but then again, the society as is. You don't say nothing.
Well, I say you say the society as is, but you see that they came up with that Me Too thing.
Yeah.
And you see the amount of people that end up in jail with Me Too.
But I feel I subscribe to the Me Too to a certain form. I find in a certain form again to me. I will use an example and persons might understand in law you call circumstantial evidence. You could point it to where you want a lot of times. The Me Too thing could be pointed to where they want it to.
Yes, yes.
Now there are persons that genuinely doing the thing. But if they out to get you to, they could point it to you too.
Yes. I don't know how to say this, but there are women and us women. Like they said that we can manipulate things the way we want to manipulate it.
The power of the...
Right. And a lot of us are, when we want to get somewhere in society, we use the people that are more powerful than us.
Yeah.
The people that has the roadmap to where we want to go.
Yes.
We get there. They helped us. We get it. I'm not saying, and don't get me wrong, they become vacuums. They suck up like crazy.
Yeah, yes.
And I'm not saying that some of the people that they are linked with is not asking for payment for what they're doing for you.
They say nothing is free.
But you went into it knowing that this is what you want and this person is in that roadmap and on that road that you can get to. When they reach at the stage where they can handle themselves and they made it, now they're going, oh, Carl, 20 years ago, Carl abused me. Why didn't you say something before?
That's my whole thing.
Why? You took it for that long and you didn't say anything before if you know it was wrong?
And my whole thing about it is clear to support what you're saying. It happened one time. The same thing happened 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. I don't get it. When it was sweet, you didn't say nothing.
Do you say we have a call again?
No, we lost it. We lost it.
I know it's a heavy subject that we are discussing this morning, but it is a relevant subject. So people, do not be afraid to call and say how you feel about it, because there are a lot of us out there that are going through what we are talking about. And like Carl said. It is a taboo subject, and
But
people are afraid.
We have a call now.
Go ahead. Good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning, Primus.
and good morning, Master Carl and DJ. Mr. DJ, you asked us a very good topic this morning. And that's something that, it should be discussed more regular. You see this word beat? Now, how come a man could say beating a woman? Now, explain this to me. Now, I am a woman. You as a man, you will beat me tonight, you will beat me today, and tonight you'll be sleeping close to me. Last day you leave.
Okay.
No, it's this thing about it bothered me. How a man could say he loves a woman and turn and to strike her. So the word beat, that means is not abuse. You give her more than one lash. You have no right lash in her. But every time I hear this thing, I got 4 children. I got 1 daughter, and praise God, I used to always want her. Don't try and tell me that situation would die. I have to react that a man eats her. And God bless today, she's an independent child, so I'm out of it. But I don't support it. There is no way a man should be lifting his hand at a woman.
Quite true.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you. And,
a friend of mine sent me a post on Facebook with a form of abuse with a gentleman. And so, because you see, abuse tends to eat away at your self-esteem. And the woman you living with Gates, she saving name on she phone as dog shit. This guy nearly dead when he realized.
I'm going one time.
You see,
We have our next call again. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Igwe. Good morning, Master Carl.
Morning. You don't say in clear morning.
Morning,
You're afraid?
morning. I'm sorry for
You're
that.
afraid this morning?
That's one of my contributions.
Good morning.
Good morning. How everything?
Good.
Yeah, when I listened to the conversation this morning, and the effect abuse of parents could have upon children, and I consider when you have a child or children came out from a home where there's abuse, that also affect the child in concentrating on her schoolwork. Because when the child at school, the child got to remember what is going on at home. And that also, the parents get going through the abuse is also abuse to the children, abuse to the children. And you know what I understand concerning this abuse again? A lot ask themselves question, why should one stay in a relationship where you are the man or the woman are threatened every day? Every day the man meet you, and as Paul said, the night before, the same night you come and lie down by the husband, and you want to have make love with you. How could that be right? Right? And obviously, when a woman leave a home and end up with a man and they become married, the two become one. And what you love for yourself, you should love it for your wife. Because obviously, your wife is not your slave. Your wife become your wife, and you should cherish her and love her. You should not abuse someone because the same thing you don't like it for your mother, you don't like it for your sister. You should not like it for other people's children. You should love and cherish what you have. And I want to say to the men, respect your wife. To the ladies, respect your husband. And not only we respect those in authority, because the effect that we have upon society is not good. Because see, sometimes when a child grow up in a home and you see that, you may feel it's something good. And what happen, you may, not all, but sometimes someone pass on to the spouse because what they see. I want to say it's sometimes, and it's not easy to counsel their children. But counseling has to take place when the child comes from abuse home. Abuse home. So, Mr. I've got to say, Carl, Igwe, Sister Clay, have a blessing.
Thank you so much. And he made such a good point about children. You know, Carl, sometimes children go to school and they do the artwork Pay attention to the artwork. If they are in an abusive home, you've seen the father in a stick, the mother in a stick, the little children, and you've seen the drawing blood on the thing. And that's where teachers come in and they says, well, are you drawing that? Well, this is what happens at home. This is what daddy does to mommy. Blood all over the place. So we have to pay attention to the artwork that our children come home or when they go to school and they draw it in art time, pay attention to that. And if you notice, there are children, the bullies that we have in this world today, it starts off in abusive homes.
Yeah.
They are big because they see what they bully the next person and they bully a child in school or something like that. And you ask them, well, why you do? Because I see daddy hitting mommy, so it's okay to go out and beat somebody else's child out there. And the bullies become big men and they bully their significant other, they even bully their own children because their children that are home. And the time they say they hear daddy's voice, everybody cow in a corner because they don't want to disturb daddy. Daddy doesn't want to hear any noise. Daddy don't want to hear anybody saying anything. The whole household is under his control. And this is wrong on all counts.
Yeah, call this?
Yeah, we do. Good morning.
Morning, caller.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to everyone. Miss Claire, I want to disagree with certain things you say.
Okay.
When you say that children does grow with this sort of violent mood. Because I had a stepfather that when I was around 5, 6 years old, I come out of school, I heard my mother bawling. When I reach and meet my mother, my stepfather hand in my mother's throat, I went outside, I took his cutlass and I restored his back. And I tell him what, any day I come and I meet you, beating my mother, me and you go there. Afterwards, about let's say 2 hours afterwards, you know what my mother did? She turned around and she told me I have to leave the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because of when she don't tell me why. Well, no, she tell me, oh, you know, Mr. So and so is the breadwinner.
He had mine in us.
So you have to go. I leave and I go and still be father. And you know what I tell myself? That I would never in life beat a woman. I had married to a woman and me and her had last 40 years. And she left me and go because of the life, well, she did. So this thing you're saying about men does grow up with this thing, yes, some men does it, but don't bracket all men, please.
Okay, can I respond?
Yeah, please, because I want to.
I did not say that all men are the same. I never said that. So I cannot take a paintbrush and paint every man. I spoke to Carl and I spoke to Igwe, and not all men, like not all women that will do things. I didn't bracket, and you said it was a stepfather. Maybe you got the good genes from your father. And not every one of us that sees violence that are going to be violent. You had this sense in your head to know that you would think that you would never do that to someone. Other people don't. So I cannot sit here and say that all men beat their wife or they beat their children, because my father, he didn't beat my mother. He couldn't beat my mother. The people that I had in my life didn't beat me because maybe they're not violent and maybe I wouldn't take blows from anybody whatsoever because I am going to hit back if somebody hit me. So I cannot sit there and say that all men are the same. No. And if this is what you got from me, then I apologize. But this is not what it is at all. And kudos to you for standing up for your mother. But it was wrong of her to make you go when you're protecting her life. And a lot of women do this. A lot of women know that their boyfriend, or their husbands also is abusing their daughters sexually. Then they would do nothing about it because they prefer to have the relationship with somebody than protect their daughters. Am I wrong?
No,
Nope.
You're right.
But Claire, if you understand the whole thing, and as you say, bullies wasn't born there, bullies were made.
Yes.
Bullies were not born. You don't born a bully, but how you was socialized determine whether you'll be a bully or not. And a lot of times, because children live this real experience, it has what? Children are like a blank piece of paper, Clay. And what we write on it, that all stay, So when the book of scripture says train up a child in the way he or she should go, and he will not depart from it, it is a fact. But we doesn't train them or we expect them to be good.
Exactly.
And these are the things we ought to be consistent about. And the whole thing, like I tell you, like what the gentleman said, that happens a lot. Watch. A lot of stepchildren is being abused by a lot of stepfathers.
Yes.
And when they report to the mothers, they put in them out, they saying, you want to break up me and my man? And they are allowing the children to be advantaged. And then these children them grow up now with these emotional challenges. And nobody in society see it fit. We are called?
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning to my three lovely, beautiful.
Good morning, Miss Jacob.
How you doing?
Well, I did good. I go beat you, car. Because you don't tell you, come and look for me, come. Leader day. I ain't going to
Leader.
I don't go no. Let me tell you something. Every time I hear about these abuse, I just study my mother. My mother had three first children. She husband, she do all time, she husband all time beating her. I don't know what she come back with her next one for. But the next one is more dangerous. The next one is my father. And I is the fourth. And she second sister children. Oh boy. That day, daddy come out by a neighbor. Eh? Why he come home and he beating my mother? My sister crying, my brother crying. I say, you see me? I don't cry at all. Something just lead the palm of my foot and he rushed straight up in my head. If I had a weapon, that nasty man would have dead. Only weapon I had on me is my teeth. Is to tell you I go down with a bite. If I tell you I go down with a bite and I come up and I throw the skin on the ground, it's to tell you I go down with a bad bite.
Yeah, that's
I take my mother and I go in the next thing for the night. I say, Lord Jesus Christ. Then you see me, I say I had a boyfriend. Not to say I didn't have a boyfriend, I had a boyfriend. That night, well, no, I see him. he go in the garden to get food to come for me to cook. I don't see him. Come with it. He gone with another woman. He and another woman had the time and they do what they have to do. And then he come to clean up and bathe and everything. And when my food, no answer him. When my food, no answer him. He say what? And you don't answer me? He give me one slap. Why? I go back and I come back and I slam him against the bed. I say, you sit
Miss Jacob.
and then I done with man from that day. That day. I never.
That's a lot of never.
Go back with a man again. Look at 75 years now.
All right,
You
Miss
understand
Jacob.
me?
Thank you, Miss Jacob.
So, this has been with you all.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful and a blessed day. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks.
Cause you know something about this whole thing?
What?
the person being abused, it does make you don't even believe in your own self.
True, because you lost your whole self-esteem.
That's the bad part about the whole thing. You
Mhm.
become not you.
Mm-hmm. You're in another zone totally.
You doubt
yeah.
yourself on everything.
Mhm.
And that is sad.
Have you ever seen a situation where, again, the husband and the wife and a daughter is inside the house? So they have children inside. One is a daughter. The husband or the boyfriend goes with the daughter, and then the daughter become the what do you call it, the number one person, the number one female in the house. She too has taken over her mother's position because the man don't want the mother anymore. He just want the daughter now. Have you ever seen a situation like that or heard of situations like that?
Leaksy want?
Well, no, but it happens. And then the young one now giving him other words like, hey, you can't tell me anything because daddy or co-daddy says that he doesn't want you anymore. I'm the one that he wants now.
Let me tell you something. I've seen this thing both ways. I've seen one go down from the mother to the daughter, and I've seen one upgrade from the daughter to the mother.
Yes.
What are you saying?
Yes.
Yeah, he was with the daughter and then he ended up with the mother.
That happens all
And
the
you see
time.
from the mother to the
And
daughter.
he was with the mother and he ended up with the daughter.
That is what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, Cammy.
Comes.
Good morning. I'm so happy to hear people calling. I'm so happy. Good morning to everybody. I say, Lord, they might sabotaging that station again, call again, hear people.
I don't say like you though, because I think it's the same thing too.
I say, Lord, they don't want people to speak.
Yeah.
They want to put us on. But anyhow, thank God. Good morning, Andre Donald, wherever you are. Mr. Watson, his family in Grenada. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. Miss Yolan Bain and Dr. Keith Michelle. Good morning, sir. You're a very loving guy. Good morning, and David and everybody. Well, I listening you all very long. This is why I'm going to come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Drumstick, good morning, darling. And I'm listening to what's going on. And this thing's going on for years. But to be honest, I ain't taking nobody last, you know.
You're not supposed
no man
to.
don't put in their hand on me. No. I had boyfriend already and they're trying to fight back.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, you know what I did? I go my way. I go on my way. And he have men, I know I had friends, men friends, that tell me all kind of things about me, and that didn't stop me. They tell me about Mount that, and then I start to wear short pants. When the man pick up a woman with a big bam bam, and the man telling me, you're me woman, and you mount that, then I start to wear short pants. And I wear short pants up to this day. I don't even nobody think me, boy. Never. And that's a problem a lot of us have as women. You don't want to leave. You get in the licks. They cussing you. They disrespecting you. And you just stay hanging on there. No. And especially when you have children. I speak to my every morning and every day I speak to my boy. Children married, you know. Up to last night, I speak to my big son. I say, boy, you put you on a big train, you know. You probably have an argument. Walk away. You know something? I'll tell you something. My son called me a time, a few years back. And the man complained to me, and he and the woman did me. And I said, put down that gun, please. I said, put the gun down. He said, Mommy, you man take me house. I said, leave the house for her. Leave the house. You're going to get an exult. And my son listening.
Mm-hmm.
About 2 years after, he called and he said, Mom, I get back my house. The same house. If he had used that trigger, pull that trigger to kill her, because look at them train inside it, and they go kill one another, he might have never get back his house. He listen. You understand? So, and prayers have a lot too in your life, your children, and you're in a relationship. You must always spend time with God and speak to Him. I believe in that. You know, it's just sad that somebody send a picture with a young lady for me on the phone, and blood, and she head, and I'm thinking, And it's so sad, and people need to take that picture and post it for everybody to see. It's sad.
I know.
It is really sad. Women, and you have a lot of men, they get in red blows and they don't say nothing.
That's true.
Yes, I witness, and if I like, Baba God kick me on the bed down, A few months back, I see a woman slap a man in the terminal and holding me in collar. The man is from my village up here where I live, and the woman from St. Paul's. And she snapped him 3 times. I said, lady, you crazy? You are crazy. You want to hit a big man, so. And she called him and put him inside a bus. She called him and put him. I'm telling you a lie.
Oh,
I will not call his name to embarrass the family and him because he working in a big institute and people know him. And when I say that, she just wants me to say with scam. You don't put your on the people.
No.
You come to beating me behind closed doors are your business. And that is it. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And exactly what you all speak about this morning, things happen in Grenada. Sometimes the same, you calling the police, and when the police come, they waste their time, they come. You telling the police nothing happen. That is why sometimes some police, they are fed up, they don't go in.
Right.
Because you're wasting their time. I know that. I see that happen. One of my boyfriend in the holidays put a ration on me and that thing, and I say, boy, somebody go kill you, and they kill him, and the man dead, The man dead, only. You don't supposed to hit big people. You are little children, and they're doing things other way. You give them a snap, but not big people. You either walk away and go away. And they can only listen, no man. Any man try that, they die, I'm fighting with them. I know they're strong, I'm fighting, I'm telling you. And my mouth is my weapon. And sometimes when we tell that yesterday, a boss man from Grandlands, married and he have his wife with him on the bus all the time. And he had a young girl in the city. They dunk every Monday morning and on Saturday with 3 children, 3 or 4 little children, and girls. And all what a young lady do, she begs. So that people leave her clothes by me for her, she come and pick it up. And I said, why you don't want to look for a job? People want people to wash their clothes or to clean their house. And this man jump up and try to curse me and abuse me. I could take him to court, He tell me I got stink dirty old man. And that didn't shake me. I said, boy, when people don't like me, when I speak for my rights. And this is the men that has abused these little girls, them young people. And then they turn their back on them. And they go about begging, and people are abusing them. And it's so sick. It's sick, man. In this country, sometimes you got the police. When the police, as Mr. Carl said, one of the humans still going to send him on bail.
Yep, it happens.
Why would I send him bail for? Let go up there, let them put in there. Let him sign the bail, like somebody else sign the bail. But you, so you like the lick, you like the abuse. Good morning, Grenada. Have a good day.
Thanks, Cami. And I don't think really it's like they like the licks, Carl. They have nowhere else to go. They have no other outlet. None.
No option, no plan A, B, and C.
No, they have nothing. If something happening in plan A, you always have plan B, but they have no alphabetical order letters at all to follow. They have no option at all. So they have to go back to the same place where they're being abused. Now, if they have facilities that they are willing to go to, they can. But then again, as you say, we don't want to go and air our dirty laundry so that everybody could see us washing it. So we stay inside with it. And then, lo and behold, one of us kill each other. Because as I said, behind closed doors, no one knows what's going on. I saw a story where a man used to abuse his wife, but he had a special song he used to play on the radio, like he drilling inside her like crazy. Every night he fixing things in his apartment. The neighbor next door went and knocked it on and says, well, every night you're drilling things inside. What's going on? He said, he did renovation, stuff like that. To cover, invited them over for dinner. The wife, she cook and everything, and he want to show them how happy they are. But her husband, they were suspicious of it. The husband now said, okay, we had the dinner, we had dessert, maybe we could play a little music. He take himself and he press the button on the thing, and that thing goes like, drill and so. You tell him, shut this off. You have no right to touch my thing. He said, well, I thought we were going to have a little music. He called the wife and in the kitchen, and then he left the two people there. And he went and he abused her. He was so bitter in her fingers and places where nobody cannot see any mark. But when she came back, she was a different person. So
Yeah.
they called the police. They went out and they called the police for him. The police came, and then she went to the apartment, tell him he's doing the same thing. He being merciless inside there and using that as though he's drilling something. So, as I said, behind closed doors, no one knows what's going on with people. And if you don't bring it out, we could only suspect. And circumstantial thing, as they say, doesn't stand anywhere most of the time. So if you don't speak for the abuse that you're facing, then I cannot help you, Igwe cannot help you, Carl cannot help, the police cannot help you. You are the only one that can do it. And most times, fear causes you not to come forward with anything. Because if you're ashamed, you're being belittled, you're fearful for your life, and you feel guilty. And the thing is, you feel guilty about what's happening to you,
Yeah.
because you think that, well, something is wrong with me. That's
Yeah.
why he's doing
You
that to
believe
me.
it, you are
Yeah, you're
causing
taking
that.
all the blame for yourself. So when you have that four elements against you, where are you going?
Ah.
Understand? But this, as I said, this world in society is trying to get better, but it has a long road to go.
We have a call.
Go ahead.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
And I just saying that I just think about something, eh? Like a husband and wife will live together. They are children. Okay? So anyone that's like the wife is the one that is the abuser. And usually and they calling police. And usually what I say the abuser don't have to leave the home.
Mhm.
Right? I have to leave the home. But then if they're two children, it's 2 girls children. Right? And the wife had to leave the home. What do you think about it? I don't know. What do you think you should have there?
Okay, you're saying that if the abuser
Yeah.
and then the police come and the wife has to leave the home, well, if she's the abuser, then the children has no right to go with her. The children has to stay with the father.
Yeah, but then if the okay, then you're more comfortable with with the mother, with the wife. Because sometimes fathers know like not all, eh?
Mm-hmm.
But major fathers are like when they go and they children underage,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
They tell somebody they go take a make a little lime in town, they go lead the child by someone,
Mm-hmm.
a neighbor. But then how confident they have that the neighbor go to do what they tell them they're going to do,
Right.
right? Because see, usually what happens when the wife when they go, she know they say she will come home and permitting for the train.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we take a look during the COVID, many men complain about okay they get tired to go home then train and making nice because see many but not all we want to stay home now, stay away from home and come home. So when they come home the wife sleeping train sleeping because they don't want train bother them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So then the wife the train will work feel comfortable. Right? But
Mm-hmm.
then eventually the wife is the one that has to leave the home. Right? But the children don't comfortable, stay with the father.
In that case, normally the authorities take the children and put them by a family member, or they put them into a home for children until the situation is resolved. I don't know here, but back in TO, that's what they do. They take the children away from the home. The father cannot look after them. They put them by one of the parents' relatives, either the father's relatives or the mother's relatives, until the situation is sorted out.
Yeah, that with like relative of anyone with friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like with my just a friend. You know, like you have like even mothers of that father might travel
Mm-hmm.
and they might lead the children somewhere by some friend and they send in money. Right? Well, if you know like the children is properly taken care of, but then
Right.
the majority of the money send in, the person is ever enjoy the benefit of the money and
Quite true.
then children get anything because somebody always say other people say they live in and they go in for greener pasture. But see, when you do that, well, the train missing something. The care that you, it's not all, but some grandparents, I know definitely they take more care with the grandchildren than some others.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I always say to people like, okay, yes, money is important, but the train missing the mothers or parents' love.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay, bye. Leader.
And sometimes we talk about going where the grass is greener. The grass is not really green, Wet yours on your side.
Appears to be green.
No, if you wet yours, it's going to get green. You leave your dry grass, wet your grass. It's not green on the other side, just wet grass.
You
Yeah.
looking green. You
Yeah.
looking green.
Mhm.
You look green.
Yeah.
Have to get something top looking green, but this bottom is so
Yep.
is so
That's true. Thank you so much.
because I listen.
Okay. It, and in all of this, is suffers, in all, because I tell me if I'm wrong here, but if you are going into a relationship, both you men, women, and you do not want children because you don't want children to disturb you, you don't want children to make noise in your head when you come home, shouldn't you sort of protect yourself or tell your partner, hey, we're going to be in a relationship as banks, double income, no kids. I don't want kids, you don't want kids, so let's not have kids. Instead of bringing them in, and they are the ones that have to suffer at the end of it all. Because when daddy come home, daddy don't want any noise, you have to go and sit in a corner. We have a call, go ahead.
Well, you read my mind, because I was just saying, when the man talk about they want children make noise in the head. You read my mind, sir? And madam, you don't want children protect yourself as a man. So you don't make no children. How you don't want children make noise and you get yourself involved with a woman with children in your house? Something not wrong. I don't understand. It's so sad. And I will talk about greener pastures. I left Grenada and went to the United States thinking, well, the pasture was greener nice for me. And was a living hell.
Wet your grass, wet yours.
And I came back to Grenada and the grass was greener for me here. But at the time, I didn't see that.
Exactly.
I didn't see that. It's when I go there and then I see the struggle and the kind of money they're giving me $5 an hour. And I had to work to clean all that. And better was at the same and I came back. And the pasture was more greener here. I'm not telling nobody don't go, because as old people said, dog luck is not cat luck. You understand? But I kept me royal there. You understand? I was given abused by some of the workers and even people I was living with. So we have to be very careful how we live today. And anybody that have children, and the children telling them, Mommy, that person troubling me, believe what the child say.
True.
Do not say she lie or he lie. There is a man, they say, he was a farmer, I used to buy from him. And everybody used to say, eat what you grow. And one day I asked the question, why they call you eat what you grow? When he left, he didn't give me the answer. I never was living there by him. He said, he stepped after, he said he had 9 hours, so he had to eat. You know what I grow? No, they said the man dead. Yes,
What do you mean they said the man dead? Okay.
After 12 is lunch coming.
Yes. They used to call him man, eat what you grow. He said left, he even make some time in the prison.
He practicing mulch on couch.
Because he had apparently he meet the lady with the little girl and he grew up on the thing and he just nice little girl. And he decided nobody don't go in there, he meet that 9 hours, so I have to eat what I grow. He that grow, I mean. So it's so sad, and this can happen that mothers have their girl children and they know the man troubling them and they don't say nothing because they don't want to lose their man. He's bringing in whole fortnight money and put on the table for.
And Tammy, I did not laugh because you say about the man interfering with the daughter. You said the man dead. That's why I laughed. I said it, and they said the man dead.
They don't bury me.
Okay.
They don't bury me. You understand? So we again, as women, as mothers, we are encouraging a lot of things.
Yeah, we enable things.
With the children. So sometimes when you hear somebody say, I hate my mother, you don't know what you do to that child. You destroy that whole child. When my man started to give me problem, I go, I sleep around the Catholic church, I sleep under the hospital, the shed. I leave the house. And I help him build that house. I leave the house. I drop my children like good people and thank God for them. And I go my way. I go my friends and bed. But I had a little job. And people didn't know what I was going to in the night. I walk in as if I jogging. I walk in all this stress and talking to myself until I get a little place to rent. And I took back my children. I leave the man with the house. Like in Mount Crazy, I build a house with a man. And I left it with him. And he married twice and all them women live with him. And look where I did now. women in Grenada who is listening to me, you have to be strong. And when you make a decision, stick with the decision you make. And you will make it with the help of God. Have a good day, Grenada.
Thank
Hold
you.
in tongue now.
Okay. And you know, Carl, I don't know, and Gates. You know, a lot of us as being independent women that we are also been abused for that. What do you say?
Explain this thing.
Yeah, explain that one day. I want to know what how you getting abused for being
independent.
Yeah, I want to know that.
Well, in the sense that you if you're an independent person, you do everything you can for yourself. Like you can take care of, as I say, take care of business. Now, as one gentleman said to me, men love to be needed or feel needed. Wrong, right?
I don't know. The less work we do, the better.
Yes.
No,
yes.
when he says love to be needed or
yes and
no.
Yes and yes.
No, yes and but.
Okay. And I
humans do.
And I say that because it says if you're an independent woman and you don't want nothing from the man, you do everything yourself, you could pay your money and go, you could buy whatever you want. He feels like he's an insignificant part of that life.
I know that toys has been promulgated.
You mean Bob?
Toys.
Bob.
So that means you don't want nothing from the man.
Right. So you being independent and you don't need them per se as what they're thinking in their head. You're being abused in the sense of verbally now. Oh, you think you know you have everything, or you think you know this and you think you know that.
Miss, I don't need nobody.
We have a next call again. That's a good one. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
How you all doing?
We okay.
I tuned in late. What is the topic called?
Abuse of relationships.
Abuse, eh?
Yeah, different type of abuse.
Is that Pastor Lewis?
Because as we speak now, there's people abusing children, women, men as well, eh? We must not forget men have been abused as well.
Yeah, we touched that.
Yeah, I just tuned in, so I just added my 2 pence.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh gosh.
Call back.
You there?
You're there. Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, when you look at society today, there is a breakdown in our society, yeah? In terms of culture, moral values, norms, beliefs, and all these things, yeah? Because look at the amount of single parents we have that are taking care of children on their own. And where are the men? Most of the men make children and they don't take care of them. Not all, eh? I'm saying it's most.
75% of them.
Yeah. And look, when you find men in Grenada, where you find them most of them relaxed in a rum shop, and then when they go home, when you drink alcohol, that's when you get violent and vulgar. They go home, they cuss in the presence of the children, and this has been going on for many years in Grenada. Where the men, they go whole day and come home and they still want food without providing. And they start cussing the women, the children are scared. And this thing, how we will remedy that problem, I don't know. But this has been happening for years in our community and society. When I pray for abuse to stop wherever it takes place. For instance, yesterday I was in town. There's a girl, she's angry, have a young child in her hand. The child is about less than 2 years old. 2 years or a little more. And she pulling the young child because she angry, pulling, and he cannot even walk. And I was upset about that. The person that was saying, the lady, I saw her name, behind closed doors, there's a lot of things happening we don't know about. And you see a lot of people come outside here smiling and grinning on the street. But when they get home, they do all the wrong things to their family and relatives. Huh? A lot of wrong things is happening. For instance, do you know that people who should be upholding the law, who is serving and protect, are the one abusing their wives?
Some, yes.
Do you know that?
Yes.
And you know why they're doing that? Because they tell themselves, we're in charge, I run things, and the women sit there and afraid to report them. Huh? Why should you scared to report someone who doing you harm and hurting you? It's a psychological phenomenon, I think. But we need to look into that. And neighbors, each one should be our neighbors' keepers.
If a neighbor knows something is not right in a house, they should report it to the police or to the people in authority, social service. So at the end of the day, we as a people, it's a holistic something. We need to work together. Neighbors should look out for neighbors. Family should look out for family. Friends should look out for friends. At the end of the day, we wouldn't do nothing if we just sit there. That's what I want to say.
Thank you.
Thank you, Connor.
And the gentleman made a point and said that the people that is supposed to be protecting us are sometimes the cause of what happens to us.
Squatty, is that true?
What?
Well, because I know of people that they're married to people in the law, and they're being abused, and they're afraid to go to the police station to report because the policeman in the police station will call the abuser and say, your wife was in here today saying that you're beating her up, and then she go home and she get more blows. So they're taking the blows at home in silence because they're afraid to go report it because it's getting back to them.
But I always believe it, Claire.
Mm-hmm.
That's my belief. That a weak man always beat people.
Not only weak, insecure people, insecure men and women do that.
Because I still haven't cipher what a woman could do for her to beat her in. I still don't get to that point yet.
She on me.
Well, Han is a thing. As inspector say, we beat it here and we go leave it. And even harming again, as one might say, for argument's sake, Claire. Sometimes if you sit down and you really understand it, and sometimes you would bring it on you.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody had to get beat, you have to beat yourself.
You made a point earlier when you said the man goes about his business for the weekend.
Yeah.
And he come home and he beat his wife and he tell her, oh, I know what you do on the weekend.
Yeah.
So if you're going to use that all the time, you are doing it, and then you come in and accuse me of it and beating me for it. How does that work? When I am not doing anything, I am home looking after your children, doing whatever I have to do, and you come in and accuse me of something. So it's all in your mind that, okay, you heard to say the safest means of defense is attack.
Mm-hmm.
So if you attack me first,
then the best form of defense
is attack. Yes. So then if you are attacking me, then I have no defense.
Yeah, we have a caller.
Hello.
Sorry to call back, but the last caller made a very good point there about when neighbors see things to call the police. Let me tell a man, I live in a neighborhood where I see so much happening in a home, and I call the police more than once. I call the social people, and I don't have rest with these people.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have no rest. So right now, so I start for me to say, and I know the world is listening. I could say anything happening and people have nothing to say. They've been torturing me morning, noon, and night when I pass. The mother telling me children want to tell me and tease me. And I live to see that it's same children are beating her. There is a security man a morning when he see what is happening and he called the police. When the police comes, she didn't tell the police not happening. So sometimes you have to leave people with a problem because you're trying to help. You as the neighbor trying to help that person. And then when you try to help them, you end up getting the worst of it.
Yes.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You know, as you said about calling people the neighbors and so, I think it's a dangerous thing. If you are beating your wife, Carl, and I hear you beating, I'm not going to use my phone and call the police and say, oh, this is Claire calling to tell you that my neighbor is beating his wife next door.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm going to go out the street and use the payphone if there is one.
Mm-hmm.
Because let me tell you, the police is calling back or coming to your house and say, your next door neighbors.
Call
yes,
and
call.
say,
And like
yeah.
Kami says, you are in trouble. Let me tell you one night, experience one night, getting where I live.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard the neighbor crying, and I'm like, well, what the heck is going on inside there? And you're hearing voices, but the voices are not loud. So I'm like, should I call the police? Should I not call the police? Should I call the police? I said, you know what? Just keep yourself quiet, mind your business.
Just mind your business.
I'm minding my business. So I saw about 2 days afterwards, and I says, were you okay? Because I heard crying and so inside her. She says, why didn't you call the police? I said, well, what was happening? She said her friend came from California with her husband. They were, quote unquote, dealing in the illegal stuff. And they think that her boyfriend took some of the money that they were supposed to get. So they had them at gun point inside there. And I'm like, when I heard that, something sank inside of me. And I'm like, okay. They lived in the same building like me, eh? The other, the gunman and the thing. And I said, well, it's a good thing I didn't call the police, because there are times I walk late. Oh yeah, I walk late. I park in the parking lot and I walk, and they could see me and take me out. So I'm like, I'm never, ever, ever, ever calling the police and say this is happening next door to me, because the police saying it's you. So just putting it out there. Not every time you hear things that you have to call the police, because you're putting yourself in harm's way. Yep. So I don't know. It's just in the abusive situation, I fear most for the children.
Well, the children are the ones who
Yeah, the
always
children.
sing.
Yes, they are the ones that get the short end of the deal all the time.
And then sometimes, as you say earlier, and they say they're doing it for the children, but it's like doing it against.
Mhm.
It already helping the children.
And sometimes we sit there and we say, "Oh, I ain't letting that happen to me. Oh, he can do me that. Oh, and he's gonna." We
Joke.
sit and we say all kinds of things when it's not happening to us.
Not only when it's not happening, some people will sit and say what happening to other people, and it happening to them, and they don't say nothing about it.
That's true.
They tell you, girl, if it's me, but it happening to them, and they don't tell you, they don't deal with it.
Yeah. It just makes me sick, to be quite honest, because I'm thinking, if I love my daughter and I love my son the way I say I do, then I would not stay in a relationship where somebody is, I knowingly know that somebody is abusing my daughter, and stay there and say, oh, she's telling me a lie. Oh, that's what you're saying is not true. And a lot of us as parents does that because we want to hold on to a relationship. Let me tell you, one thing I never ever did growing up my daughter is to send her in anybody's house for a sleepover, Never did, never ever. She has friends in school.
Friends and things.
I do not care.
Yeah.
She come and she's like, Mom, can I go over to Vanessa's house? I said, who? And Vanessa is living right next door.
Yeah.
I said, no. But why? I said, I do not feel comfortable sending you to sleep at her house. She has brothers, and so I'm not doing it. Then she'll come and ask me, can I go to that? And I said, okay, let me make it clear for you. Do not ask, because the answer is always going to be no. And even though I have to go stand in front, even though I have to go and stand in the mirror and practice to tell you no, I will practice to tell you no, you are not going. Later on, as she grow up and she realize why it is, and I used to explain, I don't tell no to my children and don't explain to them why I'm saying no. I will say no, and I will say no because this and no because that. Because I feel that if they're asking, they deserve an answer. So I'm going to tell them why it is that I'm not letting them go. So as she grew up and she realized how children are being abused by other friends' parents, then she say, oh, Mom, I knew why you didn't let me go. I said, when I tell you things, there is wisdom in what I say. It's like how my grandmother used to tell you, oh, you're backing up the wrong tree. And you wonder, what the heck she talking about? But wait till just come out and tell you what it is that she have to say. Or as you could paddle your own canoe, you think, and they give you all these parables in your young life. As you grow older, the one I like was, when the little pig tell you, Mama, why your mouth so long? And then you say, come, you go see the little pig end up with the same long mouth, you understand? So as you grow older, you get to realize what your grandparents and so were telling you all along. So children, listen up when your parents are telling you things like don't do this or don't go there, because they have the reason why. And parents, please explain to your children why you're telling them what they're telling, because if you don't, somebody else is going to tell them, and what they tell them may not be what you want them, you want to come across to them. So talk to your children, and children, talk to your parents. If somebody is doing something to you and they're telling you, oh, you don't have to tell anybody, it's just our secret. Because I'm giving you this and I could give you anything you want. Tell somebody. Because they are doing harm to you. And later on, when you get to be at an age where you realize what is going on, you become either promiscuous as a woman or you hate men for life.
Yeah, something happened with you.
Something is going to go the wrong way with you. So talk about it. If you see me and you feel, well, you could tell me, I'm going to question you. Tell me. And if you decide that you trust me enough to tell me, I should trust myself not to tell anybody else, like a friend of mine. Oh, you see that little girl? She said that her father is interfering with her. Find somebody else. No, find somebody else, that somebody legal that you could talk to so you could get help, not spread it around to make them feel worse.
Good point. Good point.
You have a daughter, and I'm sure you could have killed somebody if you interfered with your daughter.
I have 2 daughters.
Oh, you have 2 daughters. I know one.
Mm-hmm.
And I know to myself, as you're sitting there and I'm sitting here, somebody were to do that with your child, you make it, according to my grandma, you take it night and make day to go for them.
That's easy.
There
We talking an automatic something here. But all the best here. You give me a good one this morning there. When the man getting licks, where he say,
Yeah, boy. He say,
hush him out outside here. And he are getting the licks.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, Claudia, I see a point where you says you don't agree with me. I will call the police. Let's say soon after you hear he kills her. How would you feel? I would feel sorry that she died. But at the same time, you're putting your life in danger. And I know for one fact that I've learned in all these sessions that I've gone through in training and stuff, they said always secure yourself. You can call the police. And I said, it's not that I'm not going to call the police. I said, I'm not calling the police from my house, from my phone. I'll go outside because because the police is going to come and say that Claire next door call and say that you're doing this, or Claire next door call and say something. So it's not that I wouldn't call the police. I would call the police, but not from my phone and not from my home. I'm walking out the street.
We have a call.
Go ahead.
Call Sister Clay. I'm calling again.
That's okay. Call anytime you want.
Sweeting you out this morning.
Something that came in with that young girl in a relationship with a boyfriend, and they live with a boyfriend. I know what happened. That boyfriend will not allow them even to go back by the relative. Right? And if they and the girlfriend walk in the street, no man can call them. So they say, who calling him? Maybe a brother or cousin. The perception that they have, that man calling is a boyfriend. And so you have where this young lady is under bandage. She cannot talk to nobody when she and her boyfriend walking. Even when they see the home and she says she's going by her parents, he didn't want to go by her parents because what happened now? Trust. He don't trust because you see, when a man don't trust his own self, he will not trust in nobody else.
Bingo.
Right? So then that person under a bandage, where they cannot talk to nobody but he could talk to anybody. He could leave and go when he wants, but she cannot go. She can't even go by her family. She can't even talk to nobody. So she go to school. She have friends, right? So she got have a right. Do you know how you have a right to talk to anybody? She have a right. She know what she capable of. She sees she love you, and she will stick to you alone. But sometimes the other side, the boyfriend, he might have 2 and 3 other girlfriends. As you said earlier, a man will come out and do something, right? And he come home. He see now the wife doing the same thing. And I said already, sometimes a man will come home and come out and sleep by a next man, girlfriend, and next man wife. And sometimes when he reach in has to enter the gate, someone might give something to drop home to his family, and he see that young man coming in his house. The first thing that will reflect back in the mind, that man step home either by his daughter or by his wife, because he a guilty conscience. When I'm guilty of something, I always feel that is what happened.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
They say guilty is the blamer.
Yeah, yeah. And if you, the funny thing is, when you're in a relationship with someone, or because whether it's platonic or intimate or something like that, and they lie, and you catch them in the lie, don't tell you the bad more than you know, girl. You protest too much. Why are you protesting? I'm just asking a question. Why you want to? I don't want to hear about it. And when they're protesting like that, it's the guilt, and you've seen it all over their face. As I say, your eyes is the window to your soul. Just look at the eyes. And if they're talking and they're not looking at you, tell yourself you're onto something. So, it's a lot of things. And I believe that people that are abusing people is because they're not sure of themselves. They're insecure.
They can't win a fight otherwise.
No, they're insecure in whatever it is that they're doing. So they pick on the less fortunate, the people that cannot help themselves, the people that cannot defend themselves. And abusers are bullies. They're bullies first, and then they become abusers afterwards. Because if you're going to bully me, then you're going to abuse me later on.
Yeah.
Because you're telling me, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that later on, and I say, it's just like that, and I ain't paying him no mind. Sooner or later, you're going to pay more than a mind, because you realize now that you are totally, as you say, under bondage. You can't squeak, you can't move, you can't do nothing. So pay attention when you start in a relationship. Don't let the horse that dead.
The horse, yeah. Love.
Don't let that
love
horse
died.
blind you so much like Pepe Le Pew that you cannot see the signs of that person in front of you. Because the sign, you cannot hide it forever. You will see signs. You will feel uncomfortable. Your body is going to tell you that something is not right. Pay attention to what's going on in front of you before it gets too far and you cannot control it.
And Claire, in that situation, you realize something. Both the person who is being abused and the person who doing the abusing needs help.
Yes, emotionally and physically and all the alley.
We have a call. We have just enough time to take one more call.
Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I call back just quick, yeah?
You think sweet?
Yeah. Sorry about that. Do you know, as you was mentioning a while ago, there is verbal abuse, physical abuse, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But do you know verbal abuse is as bad as physical?
It's worse. It's worse.
Yeah, some people say they rather get election.
Take the blows and then, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the
you
way you
stay
talk
in
to
your
your
mind.
partner at home, for instance, you might scream, you yell. This is abuse, you know.
Yes, it is.
And I think that men should refrain from doing that. Women should refrain from talking up to the spouse, the husband, the wife. And last thing on that, do you know that some of the women that have been abused, they are saying that if the man don't beat them, the man don't love them.
I heard a lot of girls say that too, but that's dumb.
I find that sickening.
Yeah, that's stupid.
But and last point, as you said, most of the people who are abusing people were the ones that been abused before.
The majority of them.
They can't win a fight.
Yeah.
They have to get into a fight and win.
Okay. And when the men that are getting blows, they call them sissies, eh?
Yeah.
Because they're yellow. Like they have no guts to stand up and fight for themselves.
Like I say, the yellow.
Yeah, the yellow.
So we were there, and we have a gentleman who always come across on the block and push himself around like heavy.
Mm-hmm.
The heavy. When you go training school.
But he had a son. So the son used to come around too. And one day the son came around on the block, Claire, and he see, Mom, he just put daddy on time out,
And he come around like big boy.
Block nearly falling.
Somebody call again,
Tell him 2 minutes, and that's it.
We have 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes. Hello? 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 A phone call back by mistake? Hello?
Yeah.
Forget that.
So
The
he put
block
daddy on time.
fall down.
Okay.
Then he go and said, Mom, he just put daddy on time out in a corner.
Out of the mouth of
And
babes.
when daddy there on the block, he what does do?
And he boss himself. Hold on again. Hello?
Yes, Mr. Geta.
Yeah. Signal.
Something that
Aye?
the old people
Ah.
have weapons. So you have to defend yourself to use certain language that is understand.
Step outside or something and to get some signal. Break it up.
It's said that a woman's mouth is her weapon. And if you elaborate on that.
Yes.
A woman
Mouth is a
is a
weapon.
weapon.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
Well, you should. The verbally, women, when they start saying things, they say all kind of wrong things. That's our weapon.
Women more do easy one. You'll get under the skin.
But the funny thing is, though, I always ask myself if we are crazy or if what people do to us that we behave the way we do. Because I don't think I would just take one start mouthing off on somebody. Somebody has to do something to me, right?
Something how you grew up?
No, man. Even though you grew up and you cussing people, but somebody has to just interfere to start cussing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but
then that's why your mouth become your weapon.
Yeah.
So It is, like I said, starting in the beginning, is that women are the weaker vessel, as we all know. Men are stronger than us no matter which way we look. So if you're getting blows from, just take your blows, find somebody that you could talk to and see if you can move. But do not walk away from that relationship that you're in without a plan and without education.
All right.
Educate yourself.
We've come to the end of the program. Special good morning going out to Ray Mitchell and Caroline. Have yourselves a wonderful morning. Mom, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Big guy.
Yeah, man.
I hope you don't get in leaks and
come in and say, Hefe.
Kids the outside call you, come on inside. Mike, shut up inside.
Now, I'm civilized enough to
walk away.
That thing. I'm not doing people that, and I don't want people doing that.
That's true. If you love yourself, love other people too.
All right, folks, we out.
We wish to interrupt this program in order to bring you this special bulletin. This is your Christmas radio station, Real FM. Ho, ho, ho!
This Friday and Saturday, the 12th annual YGT Super Knockout is back. Randy James Athletic Stadium on Friday the 4th from 7 p.m. Telescope Rising Stars versus Blast St. David's FC. And in Game 2, GTC St. George's Northeast Stars versus Fontenoy United. Then on Saturday from 7 p.m., another 2 games. Queen's Park Rangers versus Hard Rock SC. While FC Camahorn plays Flo Sunsetters Jr.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
This is the latest